You didn't choose to be shy. You didn't choose to be the angry one. You didn't choose to be the person lying awake at 2 a.m. replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, wondering why you said what you said. So if you didn't choose any of that, then who the hell did? Because here's what nobody ever told you. Your personality wasn't something you built. It was built for you, piece by piece, before you even knew what was happening. And today, psychology is going to show you exactly who or what held the blueprint. Think about someone you grew up with, a brother, a sister, a childhood best friend, same streets, sometimes the same bedroom, but completely different people. One of them is bold, one of them is careful, one laughs everything off, one carries everything silently. How does that happen? If personality was just a choice, they'd be the same person. But they're not. That gap, that difference between two people who share the same world, is exactly where the answer begins. Psychologists broke it down into three forces. Think of them like the three stages of building a house: the foundation, the walls, the paint. Let's build it from the ground up. Section 1. Genetics. The foundation is your DNA before your first memory, before your first word. Your genes were already writing the first draft of who you'd become. Here's the study that proved it. The Minnesota Twin Study tracked identical twins who were separated at birth, raised in completely different homes, different states, different families, different worlds. And when researchers finally reunited them, they had the same sense of humor, the same fears, the same nervous habits. Some of them had chosen the same career without ever speaking to each other. That's not coincidence, that's biology. Now psychologists found that roughly 40 to 60% of your personality is shaped by your genetics. But don't let that number float past you like a textbook statistic. Think of it this way. Imagine you're sitting at a poker table. Before the game even starts, someone deals you a hand. You didn't pick those cards. But every move you make for the rest of the game depends on what's sitting in your hand. That's what genetics does. It deals you your starting hand. And you've been playing with those cards your entire life, without realizing you never chose them. Section 2, Upbringing. The walls. But a foundation alone isn't a house. You need walls. And that's where your upbringing comes in. Here is the thing about identical twins. Even with the exact same DNA, they're not identical people. So something else is filling the gap. Psychologists call it your environment. And it works in 2 layers. The first layer is what you shared with your family. The economic pressure in the house. The way conflict was handled. Whether love was spoken out loud or just silently assumed. But the second layer, this one is the one that actually carves you, is what happened to you specifically. The teacher who called you out in front of everyone and made your face go hot with shame. The friend who disappeared the moment you needed them, the moment you realized for the first time that you were on your own. Nobody else in your family went through those exact moments. They're yours alone. And those private, invisible experiences, they built your walls, your sensitivity walls, your need to be in control, your reflex to pull away before someone can leave first. Someone put those there, and it wasn't you. Section 3. Culture, the paint. Now, the force most people never think about. Culture, it's the paint on the house. You don't notice it, but it colors everything. Here in the United States, the culture quietly teaches you that confidence is currency, that speaking up is strength, that being self-reliant isn't just admirable, it's expected. And so, without anyone sitting you down and saying it, you absorbed those values, you shaped yourself around them. But flip that completely. In many collectivist cultures, Japan, South Korea, parts of the Middle East, the unspoken rule is the opposite. The group matters more than the individual. Humility is strength. Standing out is uncomfortable. Harmony is everything. Kids raised inside that system develop personalities that mirror those values, just as naturally as you mirrored yours. Same species, same brain structure, completely different personality wiring. Social psychologist Philip Zimbardo spent his career proving this. His finding was uncomfortable but simple. The situation is almost always stronger than the individual, meaning the invisible rules of the world you grew up in didn't just nudge your personality. In many ways, they wrote it. So let's go back to where we started. If nobody chose their personality, then who did? Conclusion. The answer is that everything happened to you before you were old enough to defend yourself. Your genes dealt the cards. Your upbringing built the walls. Your culture painted everything in between. You didn't get a vote, and here's the part that actually matters. Neither did anyone else. The parts of you that you're most ashamed of, the walls you put up, the way you shut down, the way you overthink, the way you push people away before they can leave. You didn't build those in a moment of weakness. They were responses, adaptations, survival strategies that made perfect sense given the hand you were dealt and the house you were built inside. And if forces outside you shaped who you became, then forces you consciously choose can reshape who you're becoming. That's not just psychology. That's the most important thing anyone's told you today. If this hit different, send it to someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to understand the next layer, how you can actually start choosing who you become, that video is right there waiting for you.